What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We are looking at the Friday evening main slate on DraftKings. It is 7 games here. Yes, it is yet another sort of opening day in the MLB. A lot of teams with their home openers. So we actually have a pretty large day slate as well. We will cover that over at Fantasy Alarm. If you are a Fantasy Alarm subscriber, you can get in our Discord. We'll have some example cheat sheets for you guys for that early slate. If you're not yet, we have the 7-day free trial going on, fantasyalarm.com/win. Promo code Let's Go. That first month is less than $20, but you can get it all for free for 7 days when you scan that QR code right up there on the screen, or go to fantasyalarm.com/win. So again, we will have some stuff for you guys for that early main slate, but we're going to focus here on the evening main slate that starts at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. And James, for the first time all season long, we are in Coors Field. Hey!
Thankfully, for the morning slate.
Yeah, we are.
Thankfully.
You see, because we don't have to worry about it for the main slate.
For the main slate,
we don't have to worry about it.
We don't have to worry about it.
You threw me for a loop. You were talking about it before we went live.
I said after I was saying, the afternoon slate has, you know what? It's been a long day, John.
Now you just made me look like a fool.
You and I, not today. Today I can't say myself today, but you and I do 3 shows a day.
It's true.
2 for basketball, 1 for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
We do content all day. We look at baseball, we look at basketball. We look at basketball, we look at baseball. We look at baseball, then baseball, because every day this week there's been multiple baseball slates. Then we also dabble in some basketball. You have one of the biggest tennis fans I know. You watched tennis for 14 straight hours the other day.
I did. That's true. I have a lot of golf PGA lineups that are live right now as well.
Ton of golf PGA.
You're taking down Valorant slates, like first place.
All the Valorant thousands of pennies that are.
All right, so forgive me. Colorado's not on the slate; it's on the early slate. We were talking about it. I got my wires crossed. We don't really have anything fun then. You know what? Maybe some warm weather that we can deal with.
You know what's fun?
Some rain. Yeah.
You know what's fun?
We can click on the players and get their season stats for this year.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
But also clicking on the season stats is great, but it's Friday. That's what's fun.
It is Friday. Some good pitchers on this slate.
Yep.
Some good pitchers and good matchups on this slate for us to take advantage of here, hopefully. Starts at 6:45, runs all the way to 9:38. Weird start time there. Cleveland, LA, 9:38 start time. Schwellenbach is your top price starting pitcher, $9,800. Get some Miami at home. Yamamoto against Philly at $9,000. Zach Littell against Texas, $85,000. Luzardo against the Dodgers at $82,000. Soriano against Cleveland at $81,000. Still got him listed as a RP, man. It's been like 4 years. That's been a starter the whole time. Those are your top 5 starting pitchers. Obvious chalk here going to Spencer against Miami.
Yeah.
$9,800. He was as advertised in his opening start in San Diego. 6 innings, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. You'd probably expect a few more strikeouts. The key stat of that entire stat line, you know what it is?
90 pitches?
90 pitches.
In the opener, 90 pitches.
Yeah. So he's good to go. He's ready to rock. He's ready to go. So you have Spencer Schwellenbach here at $9,800 as your top price starter, probably your chalk. Yamamoto here. Yes.
He's so good.
10 strikeouts against Detroit. 91 pitches, also good. 5 innings in both starts.
Not great.
But
the first start is get me through 5 innings.
Yes.
Have a nice day. Thank you for your service.
Correct.
Next start, obviously deep pitch counts because there's 2 walks and 10 strikeouts in there.
Right.
So like a lot of deep counts.
And 5 hits.
A lot of batters faced in 5 innings. So Look, he was my dark horse pick to win an NL Cy Young. So like you're not going to hear me because he's also going to win 20 games this year because his team doesn't lose.
Just gonna they're 8-0 after the walk off. Ohtani walks up first pitch. See you guys later. Go home
on his bobblehead night.
Yeah, easy doing there. So again, 9K for Yamamoto feels like a good price tag. Yep. Philly, they got shut down by Antonio Senzatella on Thursday. So, anyways, Littell looked good against Colorado. I don't think he's going to find that same success against Texas at $8,500. Luzardo, 11 strikeouts in his season debut against Washington, but I don't know if he's going to do it against the Dodgers. $8,200, so probably a fade for me there as well. I lean more Gavin Williams than Soriano, but I think both pitchers are viable options here.
I agree with your assessment. Gavin Williams just has more swing and miss stuff too. Soriano is a good ground baller, 11 ground ball outs in his debut. Mm-hmm. But I agree. I lean Gavin Williams. That's probably after the top two names. That would probably be the first guy that catches my eye. It's Gavin Williams. And we've seen a lot of these starters now take pretty big leaps, 74, and most of the pitchers that have thrown twice have already thrown 90 pitches in their second start.
Yeah, and more people will probably play Soriano because you look at the box, you're like, oh my God, 7 shutout, 5 strikeouts his last start. Like he's the guy, not the guy who's, White Sox, and like Gavin Williams going to go on the road against Kansas City for his start. So there's a difference there.
Yes, and the Angels are a really advantageous spot, and like even their best players offensively strike out a bunch. Mike Trout, Soler, like those dudes strike. Taylor Ward, like all those dudes strike out a bunch.
Yep. So I think Gavin Williams is in a really nice bounce back spot. Lugo's going to deal. We expect Gunnar Henderson to make his season debut in this spot. So again, while we like Lugo, I think long term, mid tier wise, I don't know where I would go next. Like I've been bullish on Brandon Pfaadt if you're not in on Washington. Max Meyer, I think, has a ton of talent. Atlanta's not hitting anybody right now. I don't know if you want to tempt that spot at $7,400. What do you think for the rest of the sort of 7K range?
It's definitely interesting. Lugo at home. I like that ballpark before it's the summer. Because we've talked about it for years, like how bad it is to pitch in KC when it gets to the summer with the ball, the way the ball carries and stuff. Yeah. So I definitely like it because it's the spring. Max Meyer is interesting. He looked really good in that start. Obviously, the strikeout stuff was great. All the peripherals were great. The ground ball rate on top of that was amazing. Last year, the home runs, that's what hurt him. Over 2 home runs per 9 innings. Allowed 1 home run. For a ground ball pitcher, you need him to keep the ball in the yard. And he was able to do that. Look, there's obviously something wrong with Atlanta. The names don't match the results, but that doesn't matter. If the results are what the results are, we think eventually they're going to break out of it. But if they don't, then yeah, I think Meyer's a great play. I like Brandon Pfaadt, the pitcher.
Yeah.
I like the spot. Washington, this is not your Washington Nationals of old that like don't strike out.
Yeah, they're a young team with swing and miss now in their lineup.
It's a young team with exactly. It's a young team with swing and miss in their lineup. John, it's a 6-game sample, and I'm not even talking splits, just like base because we need all the at-bats we can get. They have a 31% K rate.
Yeah,
this year.
This is a team that's been like 20% for the last couple of years.
We've talked about it. No matter who has been in their lineup, they have not struck out for like multiple years consecutive. Mm-hmm. And now we're talking about a team. The only team striking out more is the Colorado Rockies.
In 2023, they had an 18% strikeout rate for the season. Did Washington last year a 20% strikeout for the season? Now again, short sample size, but they never struck out 30-something% of the time. So
31% of the time. Only them and the Rockies over 30% this year.
Yep. So we like Brandon Pfaadt. I think Brandon Pfaadt's in a good spot here. Again, face Chicago. We obviously know that Chicago offense is talented. And handled his own. Got a quality start. Gave up a homer, 5 strikeouts. So last year he was one of those guys where if you go look at his FanGraphs page, his ERA wasn't great, but like his expected ERA, his FIP, and all that stuff looked really good. So, buying in on some Brandon Pfaadt there at $7,200. Excuse me, and it looks like the weather should be fine in that game. So we go down a little bit further. Nick Martinez, Tyler Mahle, Jake Irvin, Tyler Alexander. Anything for you there?
I don't think we need to with Meyer and Pfaadt at 74 and 72 respectively. I think that's some great value for RSP2.
Yep, agreed. Catcher. We don't
Cubs. Do I see the Cubs on this list?
We don't have the Cubs, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I don't know what to do then. I really am.
We're gonna have to figure out where we want to go with our lineups then at the catcher position.
Gabe Moreno has been a good bat to start the year, like really
Sure.
consistent. $3,200. He's hitting, and at this price range, I feel like that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean,
if Trevino should probably be in the lineup. We know how good Jose Trevino's been against lefties throughout his career.
Yeah, he played on the Thursday slate, but that probably doesn't matter all too much necessarily because they don't have obviously Stevenson. So,
yeah, and I think Wins is a righty. So I guess we'll see. Whatever Cincinnati catcher's in the lineup, you could probably play.
Yeah. I mean, I would play Will Smith if you wanted to spend up a little bit more. We generally never cross the 4K barrier at the catcher position, but Dodgers are always an exception. Luzardo's lefty. Will Smith hits lefties.
He's been awesome.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a unusual. We'll see who starts, right? We'll get a starting lineup. Got to have some random guy in there that we throw in there for cheap. So,
yep.
First base. And you have Ohtani, you have Harper, Pascantino's $4,900. Josh Naylor's been really good to start this year. $4,700 for him. Would you look to spend up? I mean, obviously you can always play Ohtani, but thoughts on sort of the rest of this crew?
Yeah, I mean, you can always. I would say most of this tier are one-offs. Not so much Ohtani. You could play him in a stack, but like I don't see myself stacking Phillies against Yamamoto. So Harper fit profiles best as a one-off. Pasquantino against Kramer, I think that's fine. Olsen, if you play for a home run, Naylor stole his second base on Thursday. I wonder how many stolen bases Josh Naylor, what his season high is, because he has 2 in his last 4 games. And he's still third. He didn't even it was.
Is it double steal? He's on my fantasy.
No,
I didn't even know he stole a bag. So.
No, he stole off Ottavino, who is the slowest. Has to be the slowest pitcher I've ever seen to home.
Okay, how about this? Josh Naylor in 2023 stole 10 bags.
No, I call BS. You're looking at Bo Naylor's minor league stats or something.
Nope. Josh Naylor swiped 10.
Unbelievable.
Probably all delayed steals, like double steal, delayed steals.
With Jose Ramirez, he's just double stealing with Jose
on the
Ramirez.
front leg. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's a great trivia question. Like, what is the most stolen bases Josh Naylor has had in a year? Nobody would guess 10. Not a single person.
Definitely not. All right. So I actually don't mind this against Jake Irvin. If I remember, Jake Irvin kind of garbage.
Yeah, he was not good.
Got him at $4,700. Rest of this mid range, Manzardo obviously has a lot of power. Soriano, I understand ground ball guy, but Manzardo a lot of power. Or Hearn versus Lugos 38. Pavin Smith had cleanup tonight. They had some guys out of the lineup, but still, Jonathan Aranda. You and I were just talking about him. $3,400 for him hitting in the middle of that lineup against Mahle here.
Yeah. And like both Pavin and Aranda, I like their eligibilities too. Like you could play both those guys in multiple spots. Same thing with Kike, who probably starts getting a lot more time with Freeman hitting the IL. We're going to see Kike probably playing every single day at first base.
Yeah.
You can play him in the outfield as well. CES, John, I think is a little bit interesting. A guy that was just lost last year due to injury, and he's homered already to start the year. 2,700 against Alexander. I don't hate CES at 27 either. And then you could play the old Jake Bauers punt, $2,600 against Nick Martinez, right? Yeah, Nick Martinez.
Okay, I don't mind that. Second base, McLean's been super good.
Yeah, he's been great.
5,300. Edmund versus a lefty at 47. Another big split. Brandon Lau, a lot of power there at $4,400. Just some names that initially jump off the page to me.
Dude, it's crazy. Death taxes Tommy Edman against lefties. That guy is unbelievable against left-handed pitching. That would be the guy for me. You can play Terang, just throw that in there too. He's only swiped one bag, but we know what Bryce Terang's stolen base upside is as well.
Sure. Let's see. Mid-tier range. I mean, like Massey's there. Jackson Holiday's 39.
Otto Lopez, if you want to punt, he's been great.
Yeah, Otto Lopez has been good. Anything else for you?
I mean, if you think that Luis Garcia is going to break out of his slump, Brandon Pfaadt peripherally should be better, but obviously he didn't pitch. He was good last year, not great. So Luis Garcia is a better hitter than what he started the year with.
Sure. Third base position. Jose Ramirez at $5,800. Obviously, you can just always play some Jose Ramirez. Candelario again, good versus lefties at 47. Caminero eventually is going to homer. A lot of power for him.
Eventually.
There.
Yeah, eventually.
I'm going to eventually homer. Eugenio Suarez has been homering.
Many.
He's 40.
Yeah, I was actually just looking. I was just looking at Irvin. So last year, Jake Irvin was at like 37% fly ball rate, but 1.4 home runs per 9 innings. Yeah. And I was trying to look at the splits against righties for 2024. Lefties were the ones that gave him many, many fits last year. So Arizona lefties here.
Okay. Arizona lefties, and there's plenty of lefties. We know that.
There are a lot of them. There are so many of them.
Let's see. Value then?
Very, very little down here.
Espinal used to hit lefties pretty well. He's 25. Josh Smith, maybe?
Yeah. Josh Smith, if he cracks the lineup. Ramon Urias has been good. I know Seth Lugo's coming off obviously a really good year, but Ramon Urias has been super good to start the year if he's in the lineup.
Okay. Shortstop. Ellie Betts-Witt, all fine. Watched Nestor Cortez just shut down Ellie tonight, though. It's kind of annoying. Mookie versus lefty always in play. Bobby Witt and Stan Kramer's fine too. This is probably going to be one of the harder positions all year for us to kind of figure out, right? Because go down to Seager, Edmonds here, Xavier Edwards has a lot of speed.
Abrams. You skipped over Abrams.
Because we like Pfaadt, right?
I'm not saying I don't. We can like a pitcher and still also acknowledge that pitcher is not perfect.
That's fair.
Abrams has been awesome. The power speed been on display early to start the year.
Agreed. As long as he's staying out of the casinos till 5 a.m. on game day, right?
Yes. As long as that is, Washington, I'm sure he's fine there.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Caballero, we know, has speed if he's in the lineup versus Male there.
Geraldo hit second and hit a grand slam and has been just This is your we're getting the 2023 All-Star version of Geraldo Perdomo. First drop of that this year. Welcome
There was
back.
no Ketel Marte, that's why he hit second. But I mean,
Hey, you know what? Welcome back, 2023 All-Star. You can never take that away from him,
can't take
Geraldo
it away.
Perdomo.
Can't take it away. All right, that's probably it for the shortstop position, and then outfield. Where again you kind of pick your top plays. You mentioned lefties versus Irvin. That means Corbin Carroll's in play. Jackson Chorio had a good day today. He's $5,200. Yelich homered. He's 48. You have Teoscar versus a lefty. It feels like it could be a tough day for Luzardo here.
I didn't know Yelich could still homer. I didn't know that was possible.
As long as the back holds up, Yelich is still a really good player. The problem is the back doesn't hold up.
Yeah, this could be a very tough day for Jesus Luzardo because the Dodgers have endless amounts of
power.
First off, their lefties hit lefties, and their righties are amazing against lefties. So, yeah, Teoscar looks great. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yes. Corbin Carroll, 55, looks great against Jake Irvin. He's had a pretty bad start to the year, but yeah.
Let's see. Mid-range, Wyatt Langford still feels too cheap at 41.
Dude, Sedmo.
Yeah, homered.
I wonder what they do. You think that Gunnar? What do you think they do with the lineup? Because they led Mullins off.
Yeah, I think Gunnar goes back to being the leadoff hitter.
Because there's no Cowser. So are they gonna? You think they lead Gunnar off and Sedmol, even though Sedmol's been dominant, he doesn't lead off anymore? Or you think you hit Gunnar you can hit Gunnar second, right?
Yeah, you can hit Gunnar second. That's what they have Adley, right? So I mean, I guess
last year they hit Gunnar fourth. They hit him like fourth last year, didn't they?
No, he was their leadoff hitter for a lot of the year.
I think they moved Gunnar down.
It could be he leads off versus like righties and cleanup versus lefties, maybe. Let's see. We can tell you exactly how many at-bats he had in each spot. Let's see.
He played 33 games at hitting third last year.
Okay.
He hit 119 first, 33 third, 7. So 119 first, 40 third, and fourth.
Sure. That's what I remembered. I remember him being the leadoff guy. So, but I guess we'll see, right? If they're without Cowser. I mean, they were without Cowser at the end of that year. So I guess you could excuse me, go look at that and see what their lineups look like.
What he was hitting at the end of last year.
Yeah, because Cowser broke his hand, I think it was, or foot or something. So again, I think Wyatt Langford's way too cheap at $4,100. He has speed, he hasn't shown it yet, but has some power.
Yep.
You have Steer versus lefty, Jock Peterson at 38.
I mean, Jake Magnum, gotta probably mention how good this guy's been.
Yeah, right. Hitting cleanup the other day.
Dude, look at this, and the stolen bases are unreal. He's hitting right in the middle. Yeah, hitting right in the middle of their lineup is absurd. But if that's what it's going to be, that's what it's going to be.
You get a real cheap 3-4-5 with Caminero is not cheap, but Aranda, Magnum, Caminero there.
Yep.
Sal Frelick homered today. He's $3,500. Excuse me. Garrett Mitchell, Heston Kjerstad, both them $3,300. Kjerstad.
Where's my boy Andy Pajes against the lefty?
Probably
Pajes was great against lefty.
$2,700.
That's how you build the Dodgers stack right there. You either use him or Kike, and you use Pajes final.
Yeah, he'll hit 9, but that's fine because they'll just hit in front of Ohtani or Betts.
Yep.
That's probably it.
I mean, can we get Kyron Paris in the lineup? It's getting embarrassing at this point.
I mean, whenever he gets in the lineup, he is very productive. So
I mean, can we get this man a starting job every day, please?
I would play him obviously against Gavin if he's in there.
Did you mention Alec Thomas if he starts?
No, but he should be in the lineup, I would assume, right?
He's been good. Yeah, he was in the lineup for.
He had a sack fly today, I think.
Cameron Misner, another Ray that just they look like they're like all created players and they're all hitting
Like guys they
360.
got from the minor league facility.
I mean, dude, they literally just stayed. They're like, you guys don't go anywhere. Just stay here.
Sure. Stowers did homer the other day.
He did. He did.
We know there's power in that bat, but
there's also a lot of strikeouts.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do here. We're gonna go Spencer, and then
Fought. And then Fought.
Yep. We can probably do Will Smith. I think we have enough value at this position. You said lefty versus Irvin.
Yeah, lefties were the split.
I'd do like Aranda. You go Magnum at the outfield. Okay, gotta spell his name right, I guess. There you go. Mangum. Mangum. All right. So third base. I mean, there is Caminero. Do we want to commit to?
No. I was going to tell you to go to short because I think this is short. Will tell us the story because we're either going to spend up or we're going to play probably Geraldo Perdomo at 35.
Okay, so we do Perdomo
because then we can spend up on the outfield. Probably get a Teoscar or Corby. Yeah,
I mean Teoscar's cheaper. Be 42.
If you went Pages for 27, and you could get probably anything you want off of that.
$100 off Jose Ramirez.
Maybe go from Teoscar up to like Mookie. Or oh my God, you can literally you still have a $4,000. If you did Mookie, you can get Eugenio at third.
Or Caminero.
I mean, there's a lot of power in either both correlate.
Yeah,
because we're playing.
Would you rather Tampa and Texas or Arizona and Washington? Irvin versus Mahle.
I mean, Mahle looked terrible.
Yeah.
But he didn't make it out of the second inning of his start.
Yeah.
And Jake Irvin allowed a lot of home runs last year. So
okay. I'm good with it. Swellenbach, Fott, Smith, Naylor, Aranda, Suarez, Perdomo, Mangum, Betts, and Pages. So
you know what I like about this build too? All road teams guaranteed ninth inning at bats here.
That's fair. That is fair. And then Schwellenbach, their big favorite at home. So $200 left over for this example lineup. We'll have the playbook out. Keith Eister doing today's main slate MLB playbook. So check that out. Again, and get it for free. FantasyAlarm.com/win. Enjoy your weekend, folks. Get in that Discord, and we'll talk to you later.